guys! Today I'm going to review The Long Good Friday from 1980.
London, Good Friday. Not just any Good Friday, but the Long Good Friday.
The Long Good Friday came out in 1980. However, it was completed in 1979, but because of delays, it's classed as a 1980s film. The story includes political and police corruption and IRA funding. It's a British gangster film, directed by John Mackenzie, written by Barrie Keeffe. And Barrie Keeffe wrote a sequel set 20 years later with the Hoskins character, but it was never made. It runs 114 minutes and cost £930,000 to make. It's a highly regarded film. BFI, in its top 100 British films, puts it in 21st place. Empire puts it in 19th place. The music was by Francis Mogman. This was Bob Hoskins' breakthrough film. The film stars Bob Hoskins as Harold Shand, Helen Mirren as Victoria, Brian Marshall as Harris, Derek Thompson as Jeff, Eddie Constantine as Charlie, and it also features Pierce Brosnan as an IRA hitman in his first feature film. So Bob Hoskins is the leader of this gangster mob that controlling London. They're in war with the IRA. But at first, Bob Hoskins' character, he doesn't know who's killing each member of his mob. So different people are getting whacked. And it's all about his paranoia until he finds out who actually is doing it. And this is a brilliant gangster film. It's one of the best ones. It's up there with Get Carter, Goodfellas, Casino, all the best ones. And audiences seem to have a fascination with gangster films. They always do well critically in like box office. And they're especially good when you care for the characters. In this film you do. And this is Bob Hoskins' first major hit. Hey, Phil! That's him who was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yeah, he was Bones, Who Framed Roger Rabbit from 1988. Yeah, I remember it being shit. And he gives a brilliant performance. He's especially good when he finds out that his best friend's been killed. He got murdered by Pierce Brosnan's character. And you can tell he's really upset. You know that he's not trying to show emotion because with him being a mob leader.
Me and Colin was very close. I've known him since I was at school.
So it's a great performance where he nearly cracks, he nearly cries, but he doesn't, he pulls himself together. And it's these little subtle performances that really stand out. He gives some brilliant speeches as well during this film.
I'm a businessman with a sense of history, and I'm also a Londoner. And today is a day of great historical significance for London.
And you actually care about his character, and he's very, he's like a contradiction, because you think he's okay, and yet, like, towards the end of the film, he does graphic violence to someone. He uses a bottle. The guy's throat bursts open and blood all over. So it's a really brutal scene. And it shows how shockingly violent he really is. But you don't really see this at the beginning of the film. Also, Helen Mirren, she's excellent in this film as well. She's kind of partner, his girlfriend. Instead of the usual gangster mole type that's stereotyped, she isn't. She's intelligent. She's a proper character. She's good looking as well. And she uses her intelligence to kind of get people out of trouble. So them two, they were both excellent in the film. Really good performances.
I want to lick every inch of you.
Saved by the Bell. Good night.
Yeah, the dirty bugger saying he's going to lick her all hour. You should have need the bugger in the barracks. Dirty bugger. Francis Mogman, who did the music score for this film, It's incredible. Straight from the beginning, you hear it, and it kind of like gets you into the mode. It has like a haunting sound to it. And music's really important in films. And when you get the four major things right, that's music, direction, location work, and brilliant actors. When you get these four factors all working together, films become even more than just a film. You really get absorbed into the film. It almost becomes real life. And there is some brilliant direction in this film. The abattoir scene, he has the camera upside down, because there's this row of guys that are strung upside down. So the camera's upside down, their point of view. Really effective, that. Although Pierce Brosnan isn't in much, he's kind of like in a couple of scenes. He is effective. He has like a smirk and face. He's kind of like enjoying his work, being a hitman. So he comes across as a right twat. Hey, fancy Pierce Brosnan playing a bloody sissy. You wouldn't have Daniel Craig doing that. There's also a character in the mob that's called Slasher, and he specialises in cutting people with this kind of like knife, this machete. So it is quite a violent film at times, and it was cut heavily for television. So there was a lot of bother about that because they didn't want it screened cut. The filmmakers thought that it'd be too confusing with all the cuts. So I won't reveal the ending. It took me by surprise. And there's a good scene where the camera just focuses on Bob Hoskins' face. It's up to the audience to read what he's thinking about. It's just like focusing on his face for a couple of minutes, I think. So what I was reading into it, what he was thinking was, all this, what a waste of time. Like, what was the point? That's what I was reading that he was thinking about. That it was all for naught. And Hitchcock said that all you got to do is focus on someone's face and the audience reads stuff into it, what they're thinking. In this film, it kind of shows the pointlessness of being a top gangster, because you wouldn't enjoy all the money. You'd always be stressed out, worried in case you were going to get bloody killed at any minute. So it wouldn't be worth it. Be paranoid all your bloody life. If someone knocked on the door, you'd shit yourself. And this film's like a time capsule. When you say the locations in London, it's all changed now, because this was 1979 when it was filmed, and it came out in 1980. And this film will offend a few people with some of the language. So if you're kind of like the PC Brigade, a bit snowflakey, you'll not like this film. But I loved it. And Bob Hoskins' character reminds me a little bit of Tony Soprano, like a British version. He even looks a bit similar with his short hair. It's kind of like a British Godfather film. It's fast moving, there's no slow bits. And I'd class it as one of my favourite gangster films. This, Get Carter and Goodfellas are in my top 3 gangster films. Above all, this film's about real characters, like you believe in them, not like stereotype gangsters. So all these good factors make this one of the best gangster films I've seen.
The Long Good Friday.
Out of 10, it's quite easy what I'm going to give it. 10! 10 out of 10. That was excellent. What did you think, Chris? You liked it? Excellent film, Phil. Top marks. None of that bloody PC shite we get these days. Okay, everybody, bye. See you next time. Like, subscribe and share. Bye.
Harold, to keep it all incognito, they're going to collect the body in an ice cream van.
There's a lot of dignity in that, isn't there? Going out like a raspberry ripple.
They're going to store the body.